Hello everyone, today we'll talk about the solution to the problem make two arrays equal by reversing subarrays. Feel free to pause the video and read the statement if you're not familiar, although the statement is essentially included in the title. We only have to decide true, false if it's possible to transform one array into the other by reversing subarrays any number of times. So in that case, the problem becomes actually very simple, because while the space of possibilities of what we can do to our array is very large, well, it's quadratic, we can reverse any subarray and then again we can make a new step, and so on. In particular, if we're able to reverse subarrays, we can reverse any two adjacent elements. In essence, we then swap those two adjacent elements, because reversing this subarray of length 2 swaps these elements. And it is easy to see, it's a classic result when it comes to sorting theory, that by swapping adjacent elements, we can sort any array that we want. In particular, bubble sort is one sort which does exactly that. Now, it might not be immediately clear to some of you why sorting an array is the same thing that we want to do in this problem. But indeed, it is the same thing. You might either look at the target array as the array that defines the order in which our elements should appear, or you might as well just first sort the original array, then sort the target array, getting the same array as a result, and your final sequence of steps is the steps you took to sort the first array, and then playing backwards you took to sort the target array. And all of that, of course, hinges on an important note, and that note is that in order to transform the original array into the target by reversing subarrays, of course, we have to have the same number of all the elements in both arrays. More succinctly maybe, the multisets of elements in both of those arrays have to be equal. So for every element it has to appear exactly the same number of times in both of those arrays. And of course, even in our sorting example, in the case where, for instance, our process would be to sort the first array and then sort the second array and play that sorting backwards, which means that they meet in the middle in the form of a sorted array, we of course use that property that they have exactly the same elements after sorting. So to say if the multisets are equal, we can in Python do exactly that, because to create a multiset of elements we can use the counter class, and of course we can initialize that counter by just passing the list to it, and we can compare two counters for equality, and that is exactly what we want in this case. So it's possible to transform the original array into target by reversing subarrays exactly when those counters are the same. And an example process of doing that is by swapping adjacent elements to sort the first array, as I mentioned before. That whole process with the second part going backwards. And of course, this is one problem where we want to transform one array into another by reversing subarrays, and just say if it's possible. So natural follow-up questions would be, for instance, first assuming, to make things easier, that all the elements are unique, how many steps are necessary? So is it possible to do it in some number of steps? Or what is the smallest number of steps for which it's possible to transform one array into the other? Or even more generally, what's the fewest number of steps you need to sort an array using this type of operation of reversing a non-empty subarray? So feel free, if you have some time, to think about this general version of the problem.